Hello. As many of you know, I am not a person to express my opinion on anything, and I never fucking swear. And if you believe that, you'll pretty much believe anything. You may wonder why I'm wearing this rather strange hat, and I don't know how to wear it properly. And there are a lot of people out there, it's usually guys, I must admit, that have no fucking clue how to wear a baseball hat, as they're called. Now, the only reason I know to wear it like this is when you're doing perhaps some welding or work on a vehicle and you need to get in close, the peak will get in the way. There was a photograph I saw of a guy at I think probably a baseball game, and the sun was shining in his face. He had his hat on like this because he's stupid, and then he had his hand up like this to protect his eyes. He didn't have enough brains to turn it round and protect his eyes. Thusly. You see it, the Formula One drivers, a lot of them wear it backwards. Lando Norris has a habit of doing that. And whilst I admire his driving, I think he's very good. You look like a dick when you put these on backwards. On to another subject, rather appropriate. Okay, that's T for Toyota, but T for YouTube. YouTube has double, quadruple standards, and it really is rather pathetic. I don't know if this is true of YouTube in the UK or other countries, but over here in America, you can show a boob, but you must not show a nipple, a female nipple. Male nipples are okay. You must not show a female nipple. Unless, of course, you're doing a try-on haul, as they call it. And that's where ladies wear see-through clothing. They go into changing rooms in stores, video themselves. They're obviously exhibitionists, and great, I love to see it. So there you can see the nipple perfectly clearly through whatever it is they're wearing. Or there will be, there's another channel that does lingerie. And I believe what happens is the lingerie is sent to them, they try it on and give their opinion. And quite often the lingerie is see-through or doesn't cover the breasts at all. And in fact, in some cases, you even get to glimpse of pubic hair. I know, shock horror, those things do still exist, thankfully. But in the content of a YouTube video, you can show a pussy being fiddled with, and I don't mean sexually, I mean, medically. You can show someone having a Brazilian wax on their asshole, which looks rather painful to me, but it depends how you want to try and disguise it in the video. And in the video, as you know with my videos, I'll say fuck, cunt, bollocks, tit. Oh no, I'm going to say nigger. Oh wow, terrible. You can say all of these things in the video, and then when you post it, you just put inappropriate language and it's not for children, which is how it should be. However, if there is a video you're watching and you comment, and I, as you know, a great fan of Joe Biden, I think he's a complete asshole. But if I dare say Joe Biden is an asshole, we should shoot him, that comment gets deleted, and then I'm barred from commenting for, I think it's 24 hours or 48 hours. I can't remember. I've been barred so many times. And of course, the easy way around that is you have more than one account, and then you comment via the other account, but you have to change the words or how you spell them, or the pathetic way that YouTube uses its pre-programmed algorithms, or whatever it is. No, not algorithm. I can't think of the right word now. The software that will check if you used a particular word or tried to break it up. For argument's sake, if you put in shit, it'll take it out. But if you put SH1T, it'll take it out. But if you put SHLT, it'll often leave it in, or you put an asterisk in or something like that, and it will get past it, and everybody will know what we're fucking talking about anyway. It's just, YouTube is pathetic in that respect. Now, I do like YouTube, it's great. because of the content that's there. I've tried Rumble, but it's maybe it needs a few more years to get up to YouTube's standard, and then hopefully it won't be censored. I don't believe it is, because people like Russell Brand are on there, and Donald Trump, I believe. I'm not sure. However, on my channel, I get comments, a lot of them complimentary, which is nice. But I had one the other day. Oh, this is vulgar, I couldn't watch it. So I thought, okay, you don't fucking like it, it's meant for adults, go away. And I put a comment similar to that. But what amused me is this keyboard troll. He couldn't just not watch it, he had to comment. He had to say, this is vulgar, as if that's going to bother me. But people say, oh, I'm not going to watch your channel, it's disgusting. Or you talk too much, or you make too many comments, or whatever. As if I care. I couldn't give a shit. It doesn't make any difference to me. It's not a business. I do this for fun. And I enjoy it. And if you don't like it and don't enjoy it, then don't fucking watch it. I don't care. You know, it's no big deal to me. Yes, as I said, I do enjoy it. I love making it. It's fun. And people seem to appreciate it. And as you know, I monetize all my videos. So for every advert that goes through, I get like 2 cents or something. And eventually, you know, at the end of the month, I get a few dollars, if I'm lucky. That's if you let the commercials run. If you don't let the commercials run, I get fuck all. Does it matter to me? Will I lose sleep over it? No. If I don't get anything one month, oh well, never mind. But there are over 2,000 subscribers now on my channel, which is amazing. Now, I grant you that probably only maybe 300 or 400 of those regularly watch my shit, and that's great. Particularly if you're into the Jaguar Mark II, my baby, then you're going to be sitting there and enjoying the content. And most of you are big enough and ugly enough to not get worried when I say fuck, or when I give an opinion on something. It's just my opinion. It's like Ricky Gervais was getting a lot of trouble because he made woke jokes, whatever a woke is. It's a joke. If you don't like his jokes, don't watch him. You know, you have that option, people. Why am I telling you? You already know that. If I don't like a channel I'm watching, I change channels. Okay, that's just that little bit of a runty rant. I'm sure there are going to be more content that I can come up with. There was something else, but I can't remember what the fuck it was now. Apart from the fact that I'm always wrong when it comes to my wife. This one, just today, I'll just throw this one in very quickly. I have a package for something I've sold on eBay, and I was going to go to the post office this morning to post it. But my wife has to go down to the vets and pick up some drugs for one of our dogs. So she said, I'll take your package as well. Oh, great, thanks, I appreciate that. Saves me going out. Anyway, she has her shower, and as she's leaving this morning, I said, oh, so you're going to be doing some shopping as well, which is something she had mentioned. And I said, you know, can you pick up, it was orange juice or something. So I'm going to Costco. I said, okay, you mentioned that you were going to Walgreens or Walmart for the drugs. I couldn't remember which. No, I'm going to Costco, which I was not aware of. But now I'm in trouble because I hadn't read her mind and that she was going to Costco. And it was almost as if taking my package had created this problem, and it was all my fault when I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I guess that's just what happens when you're a husband. You're wrong no matter what you do. I discovered that a few times. Gosh. I went to the liquor store one day because my wife said she would like to try some red wines. So I picked up I think it was 2 or 3 bottles of red wine, brought them home and said, hey, you know, you can try these. I don't want to do that. I want to do it at the wine store. Oh. So I had to take them back. That was quite embarrassing, having to take them back. going into the liquor store and saying, here, I need to return these. Why? What's wrong with them? Absolutely nothing wrong with them. I thought I was doing the correct thing, but apparently, according to my wife, I wasn't. So I have to return them. And the lady in front of me just looked at me rather strangely. And I think she felt pity for me because, I thought I was doing a good thing, but apparently not. Yeah, well, that's life. Been married 27 years, so I guess it can't be all bad. Okay, now that's it for the moment on this clip. Here's another thing. Inconsiderate assholes. Yes, there's lots of them around and lots of different things that they're inconsiderate about. This one is over here in America, when you're driving through a shopping precinct and the car's parked on one side and obviously the store is on the other. Other than the sleeping policemen that they put in, or speed bumps as they call them, there are signs that say yield, and this is for you as the car to slow down and stop and let people walk from the cars to the store, from the store to the cars, which is fine. We all like that when we're the one walking. Maybe not so much when we're the one driving, but that doesn't matter, give and take. But what gets me is if that's me walking, I will take the shortest route to cross the path of that car. Walk in a straight line, 90 degrees from the pavement to the shop. Whereas these other inconsiderate morons will walk diagonally and then, just for extra fun, rather than crossing completely, they'll walk down the road part. I feel like running them over at that point. I don't know about you. Yeah, just a little addition of inconsiderate assholes. Okay, this is definitely going to be a piss and moan video. Various things that piss me off, and maybe they piss you off too. I can't say whether or not this happens in the UK anymore because it's been 28 years since I lived there. But I lay odds it does. But over here in America, where I now live, it pisses me off. You will call a company, usually medical, and they will say, our office is currently closed. We have our lunch from 12:30 to 1:30, shall we say. Don't understand why they all need to disappear for an hour at the same time when there's people out there wanting to spend money with them. But they do. But what really pisses me off is you'll ring them up at 12:25 and they've switched the phones already. You can't get to speak to anybody. They probably put them into night mode or whatever they want to call it at 12:15 and don't bother switching them back on till 2 o'clock. That pisses me off. I've only found it once when I rang up at 12:28 and they actually answered the phone. That was a fucking surprise. Again, people just not doing their job. And these automated fucking phone systems. One that I'm going to go into now was AutoZone. Customer service. I wanted to speak to someone in AutoZone customer service. So I called the AutoZone customer service number and it went through various options, shall we say. And in the end, it made me go to the regional area where there was no answer, of course, even though it was within the hours specified. I just needed to speak to someone, but AutoZone don't like you to speak to them. So they make you go all around and around in circles. So all right, so I contacted my local AutoZone, spoke to the manager there and said, please give me your district manager's number. I wish to speak to them. So I called them and I left them 2 messages. I still have not had a call back. Great customer service, AutoZone, you suck. Let me think and I'll come back. There is more to come. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves is poorly written websites. I spent 40 years in IT and I had a number of staff working for me. Some who created websites. We would always, and I didn't do this, I didn't create the website, but I oversaw various parts of it, shall we say. When you create a website, you beta test it before you put it live. And that applied to any software that you created. And if it was, a package for the finance department or sales department or whatever, you would get those people to test it and try and break it. On a lot of the websites today, you've got customers who know F all about computers. So they're just going to put in what they think it's asking. More often than not, what it's asking may not get answered correctly. But rather than try and guide you, it will just error. One of the classic problems is that, let's for argument's sake say I'm filling out a purchase for something, and I put in all my information, and for whatever reason I get a number wrong, or I spell something wrong in my information, and it goes error, and you go, oh shit, and it says, correct whatever it was. So you go to correct whatever it was, but it's forgotten everything else, so you have to put everything else in again. Poorly written software. It is never properly tested. It should be. You should tell people to test it and try and break it. That's the whole point of testing. Go in there, see if you can do what you want to do, and see if you can break it without being stupid about it, of course. Don't put I want to say that if you put a name in for a date, it should say invalid format. Simple. You need to put in as whatever it is, and you shouldn't then have to re-input every other bloody thing. It's ridiculous. It's lazy programming. And there are a hell of a lot of lazy programmers out there, web designers, web creators. And companies do not test properly. And I say this now, Apple is one of the worst at that. Why? How can I say that? Simple. Because they make us beta test, whatever you want to call it, their software. They do something, they push it out there. You and I use it and we go, fuck, that's a problem. Sometimes you'll get a message, please report this. Bam, done. Other than that, some people, not me because I can't be bothered most of the time, they will report the error and then Microsoft go, okay, we'll fix that problem. We'll fix that problem. And they fix those problems, but they don't fix what that fix problem is created. So they fix a problem, but they don't test it to see if it still affects B, C, D, E. They don't care because they know that it'll come back and somebody else will say, hey, you fixed problem A, but now I get problem B where I didn't have that before. So they go, oh, okay, we fixed problem B. And great. And then problem C comes up. They use us to beta test their software, which I object to, but what can you do about it? Fuck all. There's more, just not yet. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I do my damnedest to avoid buying anything Chinese. Now, I thoroughly enjoy Chinese food, and the people that run my local Chinese restaurant are extremely nice people. But China, and I guess it's the government, are trying to fuck America, and Joe Biden is helping them. It really pisses me off when you'll buy something, let's say on eBay or wherever, and it says, no, I don't think they word it as made in America, but let's say if it's like a dog treat, distributed from blah 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 USA, but it's actually made in China. So like dog chicken strips for my dogs, they often are made with American grade chicken. Well, that doesn't mean it was an American chicken. It was a chicken that lived in a battery in China where the regulations were disgusting, and yeah, it may have started off as a American grade chicken, but by the time it got to China and back to America, it was poor grade, to say the least. So I always try and avoid to buy Chinese stuff, which is a great shame, but quite often what they make is crap because they make it cheap. And unfortunately, I buy car parts, and quite often you will find that a lot of them are made in China because they're cheaper and they don't meet the specifications that the American, or let's say even English, quality control should. And most often they're not fit for purpose. One classic example I have of that is my Triumph Bonneville motorcycle. I have to regularly buy foot rubbers, and yeah, they're made in fucking China because I can't find them anywhere else. They use the cheapest quality rubber. I can probably not get more than 500 miles out of them because they break up, and then I've got my foot on the metal piece. It's a joke. And you know, the supplier that supplies it to me, he has no choice because he can't get them anywhere else. Come on, let's have made in America, made in the UK, and then we'll pay the extra because it's a good, top quality product, not Chinesium crap. There's more. So I call a company that I found online to order some parts for my Black & Decker workmate, just the boards that go on the top. And I think it was either a Saturday or a Sunday, I can't remember, but on their website, up in the top right hand corner, it's scrolling, open, call this number, you know, you can get service now. Shit, okay, great. So I called them, and after going through 17 different options, I end up in the sales department. And funny, nobody answers the phone. Very strange that. So I leave a message. Hey, I want to get these parts, blah, blah, blah. Give me a call back. Fuck all. They can't even be bothered to call me back. Unfortunately for me, they are one of the few companies that I've seen that actually have the bits I want. So I have no choice but to call them. I would call them now. This is Black Friday. I know they won't be there. I just called them. Who was it I called? Let's give them a free plug for their incompetence. Well, maybe not incompetence. SGIA, because of medical insurance time. You know, it's that time of year. SGIA. So I called them to say, what the hell's going on? Previously, I had called them, spoke to Christina, and said, hey, I'm considering changing, blah, blah, blah. And someone, can't remember who, called me back and said, oh, hey, Gary, here you want to do this, want to do that. Give me a call. So I've called that person 4 times and left a message, but got no response. Called SGIA today, and of course they're closed. Why? Why are you closed? You're not a shop. Why should you have 2 days off? Another thing which maybe you can explain to me, yes, I'm English, so, I don't understand the way all of your school holidays work. And not that I care, because I don't have kids, but it seems they're forever got a day off, a week off, a month off. And then if they miss a day because of illness or something, they have to make it up. Well, if you stopped having so many fucking holidays at the school, they wouldn't have to, would they? Ugh. I just don't understand. The only reason I know this is I live very close to a school, and more often than not, it's fucking closed. Which in one respect for me is a bonus, because I don't need a school and I can't stand kids. There's more. Just wait. So, here's one of the latest, what I think is a rip-off. I have a lung infection, so I find a pulmonologist. I pretty much had to tell him what we should do to try and figure out what's going on. Anyway, at the end of the day, I end up in surgery, and he shoves something down my throat into my lungs and takes samples and says, okay, you got two infections. One is like valley fever, but it isn't valley fever. And the other one, well, the cure is worse than the infection. Oh shit, okay. Take these drugs. Great, here we go again, more fucking drugs. So I take these drugs, and after being on it for 4 or 5 months, I guess, really there's no improvement. So, next time I meet him, I complain, well, we need to send you to a disease specialist. Okay, I'll go. I need to get this sorted out. So he sends me off to this disease specialist, gives me a phone number, I make an appointment, go there. Now, I'm not trying to decry a particular race here, but the pulmonologist is an Indian fellow, and I don't mean red hat cowboy Indian fellow, I mean an Indian. And if those of you out there watching this are offended, then too fucking bad. So he recommends me to this other guy. Turns out he's an Indian fellow. Okay. So I go see him. You must go see him. So I go see him, and I sit in front of him. He doesn't even touch me. He doesn't look. He doesn't put a stethoscope on me. Nothing. Okay, well, you need to take these, I think it's 3 or 4 drugs. May have even been 5, I'm not sure. All right, so we have one Indian fellow recommending another Indian fellow. And, what the fuck do I know? I'm the patient. I have to go, all right, because I want this cured. I want this cough, lung infection cured. Anyway, so I have my meeting with this guy, and he prescribes these other drugs, and I think it's like another 5 drugs that I now have to take. America loves taking drugs. I detest it. we're sterner stuff than that in England. However, so, I'm now taking all of these drugs. I inadvertently made my follow-up appointment with him, which clashed with my cardiologist appointment. So I called them up and said, hey guys, we need to move it a week because, this guy is only in this location, which I go to, on Mondays. Oh, okay, fine, well, we can't get you in until such and such a date. So, no, that's what it's got to be, that's got to be. Oh, yeah, but we have this other option. Oh, yeah, really? What's that? Yeah, he phones you. Great. So he phones me. I tell him I feel like shit or whatever. And he says, oh, that's terrible. Keep taking the drugs. I don't know that yet because I haven't actually spoken to him for this problem. So now I've gone to a pulmonologist, Indian gentleman. He sent me to a disease specialist, Indian gentleman. That initial pulmonologist still wants to see me. Why? I'm now being dealt with by the disease specialist, and the disease specialist doesn't actually need to see me. He'd like to do it over the telephone, meanwhile prescribing various drugs. Doesn't bode well, does it? Let's see if I can come up with more shit. Okay, let's hit one of my favourite pet peeves on YouTube. Now, I surf YouTube 99% of the time for car stuff, things that interest me, or if I'm working on a car, I always try and see what other people have done, how they've done the job, just in case there's that little nut bolt that's hidden that will take me months to find, and they've already found it. And I pick up a few hints and tips, or even tints and hips, as to how to do a particular job. And when I do mine, I try and show something that I do if I think it's going to be of use to the person watching my video. What ticks me off no end is and my brain cell just fucking well died. Old age is a bitch. What really pisses me off, and a lot of people that I know, is when you're doing a demonstrational or show video, you put fucking inane music on. And I really don't care what it is. It's not needed. I don't put any on my videos, not because of copyright shit, but you're watching my video, I assume, to learn or enjoy and watch my process. You're not there to listen to fucking music. And it's just annoying. Quite often the music is so fucking annoying that you have to mute. Well, of course, then when you mute, you miss the odd 2 seconds when the guy, girl makes a comment about what they're doing. And in the end, I just say no, and I don't watch it. I skip it, which defeats the object in my mind, because one, you're there to give me something that I'm interested in, and two, if I let it roll through, which most of the channels I will just let roll with the commercials, because being a YouTuber, I know that if you let the commercial roll, it helps the guy that created it. And most of us aren't making millions out of this. You know, if I make 10 or 15, 20 bucks a month, great. You know, somebody like, oh, I don't know, like Breakfast Show, or, I can't even think of them now. Doesn't really matter what their names are. But other channels that have, you know, thousands and millions of subscribers, which I don't. I just have, you know, I'm getting close to 2,000. So, and if you sit and watch my video and you let it roll through the commercial, it gives me a brownie point or something, and at the end of the month I might get a couple of dollars, which is great. But if you fast forward through it or skip, I get fuck all. And that's one of the reasons I don't do the music, because it's bloody annoying. And let's move on to that. My cardiologist, he has the on-hold music, which 99% of businesses do, but whoever chooses it really needs their head examined. One, because of the volume you push it out at, where you have to hold the phone at arm's length whilst you're waiting. The other is the type of music. Now, we don't mind listening to, like 60s, whatever. My cardiologist has, it's some classical music playing, but it is so loud and so intense and so shrill, it nearly gives me a fucking heart attack. Heart attack. Maybe that's why he does it. There's another little marketing ploy. But no, it's bloody awful. And in fact, next time I see him, I will mention it to him. But do you think he'll do anything about it? Of course he fucking won't. Why would he care what I think? This is where sometimes I do manage to get, what's the word? Not following, impetus, effect. I do Google reviews, and I'll do them good or bad. I don't care. This is my opinion. You take it for what it's worth. And I have had thousands of, like clicks, I don't know what you call them. Anyway, and 99% of the time, people are very appreciative of what I've done, because there are so many places out there that deliver crap, but there are also some good ones, and I will do good, I will do bad, I don't care. This is the only way I can affect or warn or help people with the shit that's out there. Some of it is just obvious, and some of it I do revise. If I've gone out there and I've hammered on a company and they've come back and said, hey Gary, that's terrible, we're so sorry, we're going to rectify it by blah 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 blah, then I will go back and I will either edit or remove that review if what they have done to placate my problem, that's great. I don't do it to make money. I don't do it to be smart. I buy or bought recently Woodbridge wine in a box, and you need to have the strength of an ox to press the little button just to get the wine out. Maybe that's a good thing. However, I made a complaint to Woodbridge and said, hey, come on guys, this is ridiculous. Not only does the spout not point in the right direction, but you really have to push hard on that button to get the wine out. Oh, give us the batch number and this and that and the other, and we'll send you a complimentary box of wine. No, that wasn't the point. The point was, you've made something that is not consumer friendly, and I thought you might like to know about it. I don't want compensation. I don't want, the wine was still perfectly okay. It just meant I had to arm wrestle it to get it. But that wasn't the point. The point was to, hey guys, you have made something here which is awkward. You should perhaps look into it. And they sent me, a little token. It was a plastic bag with a padlock on it for keeping my wine in. No. You didn't listen to me. What you should have done was say, we've forwarded this to our I don't know, research department, whatever, and we're looking into it. And by the way, Gary, if you would like, here's a $20 voucher to go and buy a bottle of our wine. And that would have been great. I didn't do it for the coupon, voucher, whatever you want to call it. I did it because what you guys have produced is fucking crap. Your wine's okay, but the technology in your box isn't. I think I've prattled on enough now, don't you? Of course you do. So, let me sign off now and say, hey, give me something back. You guys out there, and girls, watching this video, say I'm full of crap, or, oh yeah, I agree with him. What experiences do you have? And I'll happily do another video and put them back out there. But if only one or two of you respond, it may or may not be worth it. I may just save it up until my next Gin and Groans or whatever. This one wasn't meant to be that, but hey, that's where it's gone. So, I would say get out there and do some shit, but this is not car related. So get out there and let's put the world to rights.